Welcome to the Viking Age podcast. It's the official podcast of the VikingAge.com. My name is Chris Schad. I write for FanSided and ZoneCoverage.com. We do this right. He is Adam Patrick. I didn't update the outline since the last episode. He is Adam Patrick, managing editor of the Viking Age and a lead editor for the NFL division at FanSided. We do this right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel. We are also in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day. But however you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. On today's show, Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl, so we're going to talk about that. The Vikings are targeting the most underwhelming quarterbacks you can imagine because Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl. And do the Vikings have an ownership problem? We'll probably make a wrestling reference and talk about the halftime show at some point in this episode, but we'll just kind of go with the flow there. Let's start with the obvious. Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion. You may have learned that Sam Darnold was the starting quarterback for the Vikings last year. They let him go, and then they started J.J. McCarthy. Nobody's talking about it. It's an interesting storyline, but Darnold went 19 of 38, 202 yards, and a touchdown. The Seahawks defense sacked Drake May 6 times and intercepted him twice. And Will Campbell looked like a tackling dummy at left tackle for the Patriots. But Sam Darnold made it happen. No A's on the group project here. It was all Sam Darnold, and the Vikings are idiots for ever letting him go. We've talked about this a lot. So, I mean, I don't know if our opinions have changed at all, but has your opinion of Sam Darnold changed now that he is a Super Bowl champion and the Vikings are apparently idiots?
I'd be lying if I said it didn't change a little bit. I think a lot of us were expecting him to go into the playoffs and just, poop his pants and just start seeing ghosts again. But the first game where they played the Niners and they blew them out, and he didn't really have to do a whole lot. And then the second game against the Rams, he played really well. And then this game, he didn't really have to do a whole lot either, because the Seahawks defense was really good. And then, when they needed a big throw, Darnold made them. He made that nice throw to the tight end for the touchdown. He missed by inches, missed like a gimme touchdown to Jackson Smith and Jigba, which would have made his numbers even better. But I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, Sam Darnold would have won the Super Bowl with the Vikings or whatever," and in my head, I'm just like, probably not. But now looking back on it, I feel like I would have liked to take the chance on it. At least, bring someone back who's a competent quarterback, unlike what J.J. McCarthy ended up being. And, I think a lot of us were fine with Sam Darnold leaving and going to J.J. McCarthy, but we were fine because of the messaging that was coming from Kevin O'Connell and the rest of the Vikings, that they were all in on J.J. McCarthy, and Sam Darnold has earned the right to be a free agent, and that was coming from them. That's why we all felt confident. Um,
This is shocking. I heard that Kevin O'Connell had nothing to. He never even wanted
right.
JJ McCarthy
Yeah,
to
it was all
start.
Quasey.
I
It's all
mean,
Quasey.
yeah, it's all Quasey. Now the
But,
evil
like,
man is gone, and we can move
yeah,
forward.
we were led to believe that, Sam Darnold isn't that what he did in 2024 was a fluke, leading a team to 14 wins, and that couldn't be, he couldn't get any better, even though he had just literally just turned his career around and figured out how to play well in the NFL. And then he goes to work with the Vikings offensive coordinator, who was the team's offensive coordinator right before Kevin O'Connell was hired. He was the last Vikings offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak. He goes to work with him, and he helps the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. But I look at, like, the rosters of the Seahawks and the Vikings, and I look like they're very similar in the fact that, like, the Vikings have a very good defense. They have a number 1, like, all-world receiver. I would put like, I would say the Seahawks running backs are more physical than what the Vikings had. They had, Aaron Jones and Cam Akers. So I would give the edge there to the Seahawks. But also the Vikings ran the ball pretty well last year with Aaron Jones, when he was healthy, and then I would probably give the offensive line edge to the Seahawks as well. But with that being said, like, I'm kinda mad at Kevin O'Connell right now because, like I said, he's the one that led all of us to believe that JJ was ready, he's ready to go, and Sam Darnold is fine, and we're not gonna worry about him. What's he gonna do? Win the Super Bowl? So, like, that's why last night it might have been, drastic or rash, but I said the Vikings should just move on from Kevin O'Connell and fire him because why should we trust him now that he has even more control over the roster this year with Kwesi being gone? Why should we trust him to pick the next quarterback for the Vikings or choose the right one this offseason to roll with in the next season when he failed miserably last year? When he wanted to keep Kirk Cousins around even after he tore his Achilles. Like, what has he done? And he doesn't want to adjust his offense to develop JJ McCarthy. He's never fully developed a young quarterback in his entire coaching career. Like, what has he done to prove to everyone that he's going to pick the right quarterback this offseason? I don't really think there is a whole lot to have a lot of confidence in him. And now he's going to be like, there's not going to be a lot of pushback unless Brian Flores plans to pick a quarterback, which not like he has good history either. Um, but like, I just don't have a ton of confidence in Kevin O'Connell to pick the right guy, and I just think I feel like maybe it's like the Dolphins last year where everyone knew Mike McDonald was probably going to get fired this past season, and that's maybe how I feel about Kevin O'Connell right now. Maybe he could turn it around and I don't know, turn Kyler Murray into a 40 touchdown season player and then losing the first round of the playoffs. But it's like we I think Vikings fans are just tired of this. Like we had a guy who literally just took a team. He wasn't the sole reason they won the Super Bowl, but he helped lead them to a Super Bowl. You're looking for a quarterback like that. Like with JJ McCarthy, they don't need him to put the team on his back. Not maybe not unless you ask Kevin O'Connell, but they could have used a Sam Darnold this year who just kinda manages the game and just cruises along and makes throws when you need him, but the Vikings didn't wanna commit. I understand wanting to try with the rookie contract, but these are the guys behind the scenes. They know more than us. They know more than the fans that's going around behind the scenes, and if they didn't notice or figure out that Sam Darnold probably would have been the better option to keep around, then I put a lot of blame on them, and I feel like I've been duped by the Vikings because they're supposed to be he's supposed to be the quarterback guy. You hire the quarterback guy to find the quarterback, and he didn't find the quarterback. So I kind of have a problem with that.
Yeah, first of all, I have many questions, but how dare you to question Kevin O'Connell, our quarterback whisperer? Maybe this is JJ McCarthy's fault. Maybe he shouldn't be, mimicking things he saw in an Under
Don't
Armour
have a
commercial
baby
when he was six.
during the season.
Don't have a kid. Why are you even having sex? I mean, let's just go that way. I don't think Max Brosmer. I'm not going to go there. You know what, though? The reason I say it that way, though, is because, like, when you go online and you talk about Kevin O'Connell, like, everybody out there, if you
He's a
say a
god.
negative word, like, I have a friend who's just like, you have to give the Vikings some grace for this year. And I'm like, why the hell would I give them grace when Kevin O'Connell was a big part of this whole thing
Yep.
going down?
Yep.
And I mean, I was just kind of like, how many people like really feel like he's doing a good job right now? And I have a poll at
Yeah.
the Viking Age X account just
Yeah.
saying, hey, what do you think? Do you approve of Kevin O'Connell so far? 64.5% say yes, 35.5% say no. So it's not,
So that's
it's
super
not
high.
right. And I mean, if I were to be asked this question, yes or no, I would say no, based off of
Yeah.
last year. The entire body of work makes me think, give him another season. Let's see what happens
Yeah.
here. But I mean, the recent events, like when it comes to Sam Darnold, like my opinion hasn't changed from the NFC Championship game. He left here. He
Yep.
found a really good situation that have
Yep.
basically done a lot of things better than the Vikings. You talked about well, they have a number one receiver and they have all the good defense and all these things. Seahawks have just done it better. They've drafted better. They've gotten more out of their younger players. They haven't had to go to free agency and overspend because, oh my God, we might go 6-11 or whatever
I'm
it
pretty
is.
sure they spent the third most amount of money in free agency, so
Oh, did they?
it was like the
But I mean,
Patriots,
they hit
Vikings,
too.
and Seahawks. But
Cooper
they
Kups.
spent better in free agency than the
Okay.
Vikings did.
There you go. We'll go with that route.
Yeah.
Like that's what frustrates me. It's just they took a long-term approach. They said, "Hey, if we stumble, whatever, we're just going to adapt year to year and figure this out and we'll eventually pop." And it just so happened, and you have to have a little bit of luck too. Like that's the other thing with Sam Darnold. You have the San Francisco 49ers come to town and everybody's hurt. So they breeze through them. The Rams,
Electricity
good
stuff.
team. What's that?
They're like all the electricity stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's the substation. Everybody who played in the Super Bowl is going to explode now.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're hearing. They play the Rams. The Rams are a very good team. They got to play them at home. That's another thing that was in their cap. Then they play the Patriots, who probably shouldn't have been there. Like if Bo Nix doesn't break his ankle in that Bills game, it's probably Seahawks, Broncos, and we get a better game yesterday. They're also calling Drake May the schedule. On the internet right now, which is pretty damn funny. But I mean, though that's what makes me upset. Like, I'm not upset that Sam Darnold left. That's just for a national take. People like Stephen A. Smith, who haven't watched a single Vikings game and being like, it's unforgivable. You even let Sam Darnold go play solitaire or something. Like you have
Go watch. There's a clip out there that someone posted from him in January saying the Vikings should move on from Sam Darnold. They don't want to pay him and they should roll with JJ McCarthy. So even he was duped by, all the Vikings PR hoopla, whatever they want to do. And like this Super Bowl week, my God, was like, let's throw JJ under the bus as much as possible week. Jefferson, like every interview he had was like, "Oh, well, it's gonna depend on the quarterback, and we really need JJ to step up." And like Aaron Jones is like, "Oh yeah, I'd like to have Aaron Rodgers as our quarterback." It's like, what happened? I don't know, because clearly they talk to Kevin O'Connell. They don't do this stuff on their own. He probably checks in with Justin and is like, "Hey, saw that interview. Can you little relax a little bit on the JJ talk?" Or maybe he's like, "Yeah, pick it up a little bit. Let's see what happens." So then you got Kirk Cousins who's like, "I'm not saying yes or no or maybe or anything that loses any amount of leverage I could have in any sort of contract negotiations." Yeah, exactly.
the head of the negotiation table.
Yeah. So
Kirk
I mean,
Cousins.
yeah, it's just funny, like Clint Kubiak figured out a better way to use Sam Darnold than Kevin O'Connell. Um, Clint Kubiak, like, I know he had a great year and he's gonna go be the coach of the Raiders. Good luck for him, but like, no way, no way anyone would have thought that 2 or 3 years ago that Clint Kubiak was gonna like be able to use a quarterback better than a year ago that he would be able to use a quarterback better than Kevin O'Connell, and now it's just like, okay, now you're being outdueled by Clint Kubiak, and so like it just I said a lot of like, what exactly do you do here? Because if Brian Flores wasn't the D coordinator for the Vikings this year, the Vikings probably would have won 4 or 5 games. So like, why is Kevin O'Connell the head coach for his game ball speeches, for his leaks to the media to build up players that don't need to be built up? Like, he's an offensive guy and his offenses aren't really that good. So I don't understand. I'm just losing obviously, I'm losing faith in Kevin O'Connell and his ability to succeed with the Vikings. Maybe he'll turn things around, probably will, because that's a every other year thing with the Vikings, but and we'll be back on the train, but right now, I'm just not too optimistic, which I try and remain when it comes to pretty much everything, but the Vikings, it's kind of blah, and I feel like you probably feel that way too.
I think what shocked me the most, I don't know if it was shocking or just kind of irked me about the whole media week thing
Yeah.
was everybody was just like, do you think you would have gone further than Sam Darnold than
Yeah,
JJ?
duh.
No, we didn't need the guy who won the fucking Super Bowl. Like we would have done just fine. It was just a couple of tweaks
Yeah.
here and there.
If
Maybe
if
our coach
anyone
could
said
have.
no if anyone said no, they would have been like, "Oh, these guys are lying through their teeth." Like,
Yeah,
they were saying that. Like, what are they supposed to do? That's like and people asking those questions know exactly what they're doing. They say it 'cause so they can get a clip or whatever, they can put out to social media. Like, we all do that. We know what we're doing. But, yeah, like, of course, we would take the guy who is about to play the Super Bowl and just won the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure 31 other teams probably would, including the Patriots, probably.
yeah. It all comes down to the quarterback position.
It
Like
does.
if you win a Super Bowl, I mean Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion for the rest of his career. He's gonna play until he's like 40 now.
And
So
and he played really well in the playoffs, didn't turn the ball over once.
yeah,
Drake May, I saw, has, like, the lowest EPA in a playoffs ever, but, like, lower than the corpse of Peyton Manning in 2015, so,
didn't
not
see
good
him get
for
9 though.
I saw some floating
You
around.
saw some 9 memes.
Oh, yeah.
That's the bet I wish they had floating out there. Like who will be the next 9 meme?
I
So
saw a 9 meme of, who's the tackle?
Will
The Patriots.
Campbell.
Will Campbell, he was in the 9 meme, but he was wearing an Amazon vest.
Yes. For those of you who don't know, when he was in college at LSU, he made the comment that if you give up a sack a game in the NFL, you're working for Amazon. So
Also hilarious, like, just, like just shows how old we are. It's like working for Amazon, like, is that a bad job? Like,
seems pretty stable to me. I don't
yeah,
know.
like, good benefits probably.
Um, let's move on from Sam Darnold. Let's talk about the future of the Vikings quarterback position. You mentioned him a little bit earlier, so we'll touch on that quickly. Kirk Cousins
Kirk
likely to
Cousins.
be released by the Atlanta Falcons by the start of the league year next month. Cousins did modify the final 2 years of his contract, so his base salary went way lower for next season, but
Yeah.
acknowledge
Does he have a
him. The
90 it's
head.
like a 90 million cap hit or 67 million cap hit in 2027?
Yes,
Yeah.
he is the head of the negotiating table.
Oh, yeah.
So his base salary of 67.9 million for 2027 becomes fully guaranteed in March. So the Falcons are saying, no, thank you. We will
We'll eat that.
we'll go on and do
We got
something else.
they have other problems to worry about.
Cousins on the possibility of coming back to Minnesota because he was naturally asked about it. He said, I kind of keep an open mind. I've learned through my 14 years that anything can happen. He also reported that he has Kevin Seifert actually reported this, that he has a potential CBS job as a broadcaster as leverage. So plenty of leverage for Kirk Cousins. Wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
Also, probably another couple of desperate teams being like, hey, do you want to be our starter? We will make you the starter guaranteed. What would a Kirk Cousins reunion do for the Vikings?
Give them an opportunity to make a cool social media montage that the Wilfs will love, and there'll be fun graphics and everything. Get your Kirko chains out, everyone will get excited, kinda like just the Thielen stuff. Um, and then, the season will start. I don't know. I would like to think that JJ McCarthy could beat Kirk Cousins out at this point in his career. And if he doesn't, then you pretty much know what the future is with JJ McCarthy. Um, I wouldn't be terribly sad about it. It also just feels predictable because the Vikings under Wilf's ownership just love just bringing people back, even if it's just for like the nostalgia. You had Randy Moss, you had Adam Thielen. There's a bunch of other people. Um, I'm sure they would love to just have Aaron Rodgers just because he played for the Packers and they could do the whole Brett Favre thing. Um, but it sounds like Kirk Cousins, and it sounds like returning to Atlanta isn't out of the possibility, like either just under a different deal because of, you know, Michael Penix is hurt and he's probably not gonna be ready for week 1, so they need a quarterback anyways. And Stefanski's worked with Kirk Cousins, so that's still probably an option. I mean, I think he's probably going to want to start. Even at his age, if he's not going to start, then he's probably going to go to CBS. So that leaves like the Jets, Cardinals, um, like like I don't know if any team's going to guarantee him to be the starter. I feel like there could be a couple teams that'll bring him in to be like compete. Because he's what 37, 38, I think.
He'll be 38 during training camp.
Yeah, and he's still, you know, he had some good games against the Bucks. For whatever reason, he plays like Joe Montana against the Bucks, and then everyone thinks like, "Oh, he played well." Um, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he came back to the Vikings. I think he liked it there. His family liked it there. But what is that? What move is that? What is that? Is that just like a make sure we sneak into the playoffs kind of move? Is that come bring Kirk Cousins in to help JJ McCarthy? Like what would be the purpose of that move other than, get your number 8 jerseys out, I guess.
Yeah, and I think I mean you can see the benefits. Like if we take away the salary and everything else, Kirk had a couple
Yeah.
of years in KOC system, which
Oh, he'll be
apparently
cheaper.
is
I would like to think he'll be
yeah.
cheaper than last time, which he had like
Well,
I think the last cap hit he had was around 30 million. So I would like to think that'd be lower than that.
correct. And I think I looked, I saw CBS's main salary. Actually, I forgot to look up Tony Romo's, but Jim Nance is making about 10 million from CBS right now. So I think Tony Romo is way higher than that, maybe like 20 million. But for a studio analyst job, I think it would be a little bit lower. He knows the offense, though, like I was saying. And I mean, if he's your backup, he could be like another voice in McCarthy's ear, like, hey, this is what I did. I mean, Kirk Cousins also mentioned when he first learned Kevin O'Connell's offense that it took him about, 6-7 weeks to kind of get it down. Maybe that is something where he goes, hey, yeah, there you go. Um, maybe he does go out there and help him a little bit and be that extra voice, just like, hey, calm down. Like, you don't need to throw 120 miles an hour on every pass. Like, they're
Yeah.
they're all going to be there. You got to layer them in. Like, I think that those would be the positives of it. The negatives, of course, like, what is the salary going to be? Because he is the third grossest, or I don't know how to say it. It's not gross, but
Highest
uh,
grossing
yeah,
highest earning player in NFL history, right?
yeah, he likes his money. Only I believe Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford have made more money than Kirk Cousins in his career.
Yeah.
And for one playoff win.
One
It's
playoff.
yeah, but it was a
Somebody
hell
told
of a playoff win,
I
and I'm
think
sure we'll
yeah.
replay it when he comes back.
Somebody was telling me last week on Twitter or something like, Kirk Cousins was great when he was here. I was like, "Oh, he was?"
He was great in the noon window against the Detroit
He
Lions, the
yeah,
pre-Dan Campbell Detroit Lions.
right,
But
right, against then the who was John Fox, Bears and,
yeah,
or was that no, he played well against all the teams he should be, except for the Bills, who with Josh Allen when they came in and stomped him that one year. That was fun.
but then he got his revenge in Buffalo when they were
Oh,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the Justin Jefferson
Good
went
thing
up
that
20 feet in the
they
air.
made a whole movie about that, a whole mini
Yeah.
movie about that. That was a fun
Yeah.
game, I will give that to him. I will give that to him.
It was a fun year. Like, no,
But, like, that's the kinda stuff where, like, if you're gonna not win a playoff game, then you need to have a season like that.
yeah.
I don't wanna 8 and 9, 9 and 8, like, can't beat any good teams, always lose on prime time, like, I don't wanna do that again, and I feel like it feels very Mike Tomlin-esque right now, Jeff Fisher, like, "We'll just do what we need to do to be in contention, we'll sign Kirk, he's a safe guy, we'll sign whoever else," like, I don't even know. Like I said, I don't have confidence in Kevin O'Connell to pick the right guy anyway, so I don't know.
Let's
It's
go
very
over some.
frustrating.
Yeah, let's go over some of the other options here. Adam Schefter said over the weekend, I don't have the exact quote, but he basically said there's no chance that Mac Jones is getting traded,
Yeah.
which means you have to,
Up your offer.
yeah, up your offer. Come
Yeah.
on, let's Let's, put your chips in the middle of the table, boys.
Yeah,
Let's
and I don't want.
He really wants him.
I don't know. Would you give up a second round pick for Mac Jones?
No. No, you need that. You need that pick. I'm sorry.
You do.
Like you got to get.
Do you need it this year? Do you trust them to get the right guy? Well, I don't know. Kwesi's gone now. Like,
take a swing.
Yeah.
I mean, trading the Viking. I think I saw something. The Vikings haven't had a second round pick in a couple of years. Not since the 2022 draft, because it's just trading. Yeah. It just Ed Ingram and Andrew Booth Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Asamoah was right after the second round. It is kind of funny. Everybody called him Asamoah for like a full year, and then he's like,
it's a Girl Scout cookie.
It's Asamoah, or like member of the bloodline.
Well, now I mean, Ed Ingram's about to cash in free agency this year. I saw something where he's going to make like 15 to 19 million a year. So good for him, I guess.
Good for him.
Does that count? Does that count as even?
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Should we be talking about Ed Ingram? Like the Vikings were fools for trading Ed Ingram. I also saw Chris Cooper, the former offensive line coach, is with the Philadelphia Eagles now, which I'm sure he'll look a lot better with Saquon Barkley in his backfield.
He will, but I'm not so sure the tush push is going to work as well with Chris Cooper. The interior of the offensive line was not exactly his strength when he was with the Vikings.
Correct.
Darisaw and O'Neal were good, but not the interior.
The other thing that Shefty noted was Malik Willis would not be interested in signing in Minnesota because he would not be guaranteed the starting job, which I don't know if that's just your Malik Willis thing or we want to give JJ an actual chance here. You can read into that how you like. And then here's the one that set me off, which if you're listening to if you're listening to your podcast right now in headphones, you might want to turn it down a notch. But NFL Network reported the trio of Ian Rappaport, Mike Garafolo, who's never heard of a Culver's, by the way, which is
never heard of what?
Blasphemy. Culver's.
Yeah.
I've told you, but I know you know what Culver's. I told you about it.
I want to go to Culver's.
Yeah, it's incredible. I'm a big Culver's guy. And Tom Pelissero, who's wired into the Vikings,
who has definitely heard of Culver's.
Yes, he has frequented a Culver's a time or two. He reports that Derek Carr could be an option. The former New Orleans Saints quarterback, Carr doesn't seem to be actively chasing a return to the NFL, but he surely knows the interest is there. And sources have said the right situation and coaching staff could lure Carr back onto the field. In case you're wondering, Derek Carr has not made a Pro Bowl since 2022, and his last Pro Bowl before that was 2018. He completed 67.7% of his passes for 2,145 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions during his final year with the Saints. Of course, we all know the other options, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, and maybe Aaron Rodgers, but now he's talking to Mike McCarthy about going to the Steelers, so it seems like if he comes back, that will probably happen.
Who's his BFF more, Mike McCarthy or Kevin O'Connell? I thought KOC and Aaron Rodgers were best buds.
They're going to pull on each arm and just like, mine. And then maybe he rips in half like a Mortal Kombat fatality. And
hopefully.
Yeah.
You
know what? I've held it a little bit throughout the episode, and this is what's pissing me off right now. It's not Sam Darnold winning the Super Bowl. It's not, every weird little thing that's going on. I realize that today. The Vikings care about their floor more than they care about their ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't want to, oh my God, if we don't win 9 games, what are we going to do? Everybody's going to be mad and everybody's going to leave and it'll just be the end of the Vikings. And we'll just pack it up and we'll be the Bears or the Lions or pre-Ben Johnson. See, like that's the other thing too. We've been so worried about being the Bears and the Lions. Those teams are better than us now. Just completely better. Excuse me, of course, the second I rant, my throat pulls a rebellion and a little tickle comes in. It's probably like my body trying to save me from myself. Just like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to. Fuck you. I don't need a spotter right now.
Hey, the Lions missed the playoffs too.
Yeah, they finished in last place. They were worse than the Vikings. We don't want to be the Lions. What are you talking about? A
Yeah.
functional franchise with likable players and explosive guys on offense. That just seems totally awful. No, they care about their floor more than their ceiling. And when I think about that, it I get it. You want to make money, you want to keep your fans happy and all of that stuff. But then I think about Justin Jefferson and everybody freaking out like, "Oh my god, if you have another season like last season, he's gonna freak out and he's gonna demand a trade. Oh my god." You know what else would make him demand a trade? Not even being close to a Super Bowl. Justin Jefferson cares about the ceiling more than the Vikings do.
Yeah.
And that's where this problem is. Like, if you want to replace JJ McCarthy, I totally get it. Like,
Yeah.
maybe the kid's not getting, again, I hate calling him a kid, but maybe he's not getting it right now and he's never going to figure it out. And you
He's
just want to
23.
move on. I know
Like,
he's 23 years old, but like sometimes right? Like,
you do.
okay, this
Well,
just isn't
but
going to work
Sam
out.
Darnold, Baker Mayfield, like
Correct.
I don't think
Yeah.
I think it's fair to move on. Like, I think it's fair to have someone else start for the Vikings next season. I don't think they should move on from JJ McCarthy. I still think they should keep him around.
But
Just let him do whatever, but like, because he didn't even have the benefit of playing the scout team in his rookie year or anything like that.
But here's the problem. Like, okay, you want to replace him, fine. You want to go
Yeah.
trade for Joe Burrow, go ahead. You want to even getting Kyler Murray in here for a year, fine, whatever. Like that's fine. You're gonna go with Derek Carr.
Yeah.
You're gonna go with 38-year-old Kirk Cousins. You're gonna go with some Geno Smith.
No.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, I get it. Like, maybe JJ's not ready and you want to buy a year or whatever. But like, there's reports that they're not even going to have a competition for this. It's unbelievably frustrating just to see this team just completely bail. And I think the number one reason is, oh my God, we let the wrong quarterback out the door. And look, everybody's like, you are the Bears, or you are the Jets or the Browns right now.
Yeah.
Except the thing is, everybody is laughing harder at you because you're actually trying to build a winning team. Like this is just the most rage trade, rage drop, whatever it is. This is like me when I play Dynasty Fantasy Football. Like, oh, Travis Kelce got hurt and now he's not even doing anything. I'm just gonna drop him. And then I got mocked for years about it. Like, I could totally see the scenario where JJ McCarthy gets out of here, he goes somewhere else, the light bulb comes on mentally, he starts maturing, and then, oh my God, he's actually a halfway deep, like he's Baker Mayfield. Like it's just it frustrates me that there is absolutely no patience and we have to win right now because, oh my God, if we don't, what will ever happen? Like, the Seahawks fucking sucked 3 years ago. Like, and now we're just like, oh, now they're Super Bowl champions, but oh my God, we could never do that. So
they got rid of one of the best coaches in NFL history. Because
Pete Carroll's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
like
they got rid of Russell Wilson, who led them to the Super Bowl, led them to 2 Super Bowl appearances and 1 Super Bowl win. They got rid of him. They got rid of DK Metcalf last offseason. Like, they weren't like John Snyder. He's one of the best GMs obviously now in NFL history. Winning 2 Super Bowls with like 2 different head coaches, which is, I think, might be the first time. But like, if the Vikings are looking for a new GM, they should look at that Seattle staff. See if there's anybody there who is a candidate, because I think they know what they're doing up there. But no, the Vikings are gonna poach someone from the Browns or the Jets because their friends work there, or you can get George Payton from the Broncos. Yeah, I don't know what the Vikings
Kevin
are doing.
O'Connell, and they love him.
Yeah,
and
they're roommates,
everything
so
else.
they should
get along until, like,
because
Kevin O'Connell.
that is what I think gets in the way of like a lot of things the Vikings do, where it's like they put personal relationships before business, especially under the Wilfs, and it's come to bite them a lot, like during their entire tenure as owners. But like, yeah, like I don't know. I think the Vikings made an immediate mistake immediately when Kevin O'Connell was hired by keeping Kirk Cousins around. They should have cut bait and started from scratch there, but the ownership, no, we're not. Like, that's Like Ryan Pace, not Ryan Pace,
Polls.
Poles, he was a finalist for the Vikings job to be the GM, and he didn't even interview for that final interview because he went to the Bears, and they were gonna let him tear everything down, but the Vikings weren't. So Poles was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna be here and hang around with Kirk Cousins, let him just, take more money when he doesn't need it." But Kevin O'Connell and Quasey were like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, we'll keep him around. We'll get, as much as we can about him. We'll see what we can do." Zimmer and Spielman, they didn't know what they were doing. We'll get him turned around. Oh, yeah. What do you know? Still no playoff wins with the regime that they had, because they couldn't bear the thought of being in the bottom of the NFL for a year or 2 because, like, if they don't want the Vikings are not the Jets or Browns. If they're bad for a year or 2, they're gonna eventually turn things around. They were bad in 13. They were bad in 2011. Guess what? They made the playoffs in 2012. In 2014, they hired Mike Zimmer, and then 2015, they won the NFC North. So, like, they have their own proof that if they're bad, they can turn things around quickly. Like, being bad isn't always bad. It helps you get better draft picks, to get better players. It gives you an easier schedule. Like, the NFL is set up to help teams turn things around. Just because the Jets and Browns are too, like, incompetent to take advantage of all those, like, benefits doesn't mean that the Vikings are gonna do that either. So, you know, I think I'm not I don't feel confident in the Vikings ever winning a Super Bowl until they probably get new ownership, unless something drastically changes, because there's no reason the Vikings should only have 3 playoff wins in 20 years under the same ownership, and in the previous ownership under red purple pride, McCombs, his previous 7 years, they had 4, and people were like, "Oh, well, they had Randy Moss." Justin Jefferson's on the Vikings right now, so, like, they had Adrian Peterson, so it's not like they've had chumps on their team. Jared Allen, like, they have 3 playoff wins in 20 years. I understand the Wolves, they got a stadium, they saved the Vikings from leaving Minnesota. They built the TCO Performance Center. That's great. They spend a lot of money, but they don't know how to hire people. They do like they put more value into, you know, people who are not going to cause problems instead of people who are going to win football games, which is why Jim Harbaugh did not get hired in 2022 because they were like, "Oh no. What if he pushes back? What if he yells at us?" Like, it's like, okay, all right. So, yeah, I don't know if the Vikings are ever gonna win a Super Bowl under the Wolves unless something, like, drastically changes. Maybe once the Suns take over, maybe things will get different because I know they have adult sons who are, I think, in their 20s or something, maybe whenever they kinda take more, control. I don't think they look at Madden ratings like the Jets sons, but, I would like to hope not, but I don't know. I just don't feel confident in this ownership right now.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
they're
not I'm
bad
not saying they're bad
owners per
owners too,
se.
yeah, because
That
you look at, like, Woody Johnson and the owner of the Cardinals and Paul Brown with the Bengals, like, those are bad owners. Wolves are good owners in terms of, like, providing everything you need to be a good football team, except for the people that they hire.
Yeah,
That's
and,
about it.
and that's I think there's a difference between being bad owners and having an ownership problem.
Yeah.
The Twins have bad owners. Like the
Yes.
Pollad family, they continue to tighten the purse strings. I'm just sitting here like, man, I'm excited to like go to the ballpark, have a few beers, and like anything anybody ever says is, "Here, this is the payroll compared to spending and blah blah blah," and sell the team. Like that's basically the only Twins topics right now. It's not, hey, can Royce Lewis stay healthy? Hey, Walker Jenkins is coming up. Nope, sell the team. Why aren't you spending more money? It absolutely sucks. The Vikings don't have that problem. What they do have a problem with is, like you said, choosing the wrong people to run their organization, and they can never figure it out. And that's the other thing too. It's running by fear almost. Like if JJ McCarthy doesn't pan out next season, we'll never find a quarterback. Actually, Arch Manning's in the next draft. So I mean,
7 quarterbacks in the next draft.
well, and again, quarterbacks are kind of fake. Like people thought this is going to be a big quarterback draft, and there's going to be one drafted in the first round, the number 1 overall pick. Right. It's just, it's frustrating. Like you said, it's hard to be like, I was talking to you last night and I'm like, how do I make football more fun again?
It's just terrible.
Like I honestly, and I think I said this in last week's episode, I was excited to see the season end. That was my favorite part of the Super Bowl last night. It was just like, okay, clock hit 0. Now we can go to the offseason. And even then I'm kind of like, but like I can tolerate it. Like I don't have to get like, the Packer Colin Oliver's baby Micah, like we are the greatest, and the Bears are on the rise, and the Lions are going to make a big splash trade for Max Crosby or whatever. Like, it's just like, God, and all we care, like you see teams around you pushing for a championship, and then you see the little old Vikings just be like, oh, well, if we let Sam Darnold go, he's going to win a Super Bowl. And then he left and actually won a Super Bowl, and we're just cursed forever. And now we're just going to be the Browns or the Jets. And
like it's sad when the Jets are getting no flack at all for moving on from Sam Darnold. Like the Vikings are like taking all the bullets for the Jets. Everyone's like, oh, well, the Jets didn't know what they were doing. They just they're a terrible organization. They don't know what they're doing. They're just silly. And everyone's like, oh, Vikings probably want to just like, throw themselves in a river. Like I can't believe they let go of Sam Darnold. Oh, it's like, what? Why don't the Jets get anything? Or like the Panthers?
I mean, I didn't wake up just like I want to go crawl in a hole because Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl. No. I'm more angry at the people in charge right now. Like this is not like a Sam Darnold thing.
Legit
this is
happy for Sam Darnold. He seems like an actual good professional athlete, which seems to be few and far between these days.
Gee, I shouldn't be laughing when I say this, but look at James Pearce Jr., who you want to talk about all-time crash outs. That's a good one. Literally. That is, that's jumping in the car and
well, at least no one had any red flags about him before the draft. Not like that ever popped up.
5 felonies in one swoop is pretty impressive, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, all his guarantees are voided now. I'm pretty sure his contract's going to be voided soon. So good job, kid. I think the night before, like NFL honors, his mom was like praising him for like his
character.
Like, character. It's like that Shane Gillis GIF for his like, oh
fuck, that's way worse. Ooh. I guess everybody's talking.
Not to laugh about the James Pearce situation.
Correct.
It seems very bad.
It's pretty bad.
But welcome Kevin Stefanski. Jesus Christ.
Goes from the Browns to the and the good thing is he's not associated with this pick. It's like, no, this doesn't happen all the time. We swear to God.
He's like the Falcons, this is a boring team. Nothing's gonna happen. Like a week later, like
explosions. You got any halftime show thoughts? I guess
I thought it was good. I thought did a really good job. I think there were a couple times where I thought he was lip syncing, but it came back. I talking about Kid Rock. No, Bad Bunny was good. WWE superstar Bad Bunny. I enjoyed the Lady Gaga guest appearance and the Ricky Martin, who I called Enrique Iglesias when I was watching it to my dad. I'm like, there's Enrique Iglesias. I was like, wait, nope, that's Ricky Martin. That's good by me. But no, I enjoyed it. I know there was a lot of symbolism behind it. I haven't read anything like. I'm sure there's a ton of deep dives into like everything, all the messages that he was sending with like the decorations and everything. But no, I thought it was good. There's a reason why he's like the number 1 artist in the world. And the NFL is incredibly smart for having him perform. So, sorry everyone who didn't like his Spanish speaking. But otherwise, go see him at WrestleMania, 'cause sounds like he's gonna probably be there.
Yeah, that was the one thing I was disappointed about. I wanted to see Dom
You wanna see Rey
Mysterio.
Mysterio run in?
Rey Mysterio just vibing to the beat or something. Just there were some good There was Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves. There
I
was
know there were a lot of celebrities that I didn't
yeah,
even notice were in there until afterwards.
Pedro Pascal
Yeah,
was an
yeah,
extra
yeah, I saw
who's
that.
in absolutely
Cardi
everything.
B, now, Stephon Diggs X. I saw that too.
Yeah, that's a rough little afternoon for former Viking.
Stephon Diggs, he's gonna have a fun offseason.
Yeah, I think
I
he's
think we're
getting cut.
finding out why everyone said they didn't want him to date their daughter or sister or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's playing out.
It's coming out. Yeah.
It's playing out. I also thought too, with the halftime. I mean, it's not my favorite halftime show, but I mean, I thought it's one of those things where I think when
It
you
was a
look
good
back on it, yeah, he's an awesome performer.
Yeah.
That's his calling card, really, is just
Even in the ring.
yes. Yeah. I mean, he puts everything into what he's doing.
Pageantry.
Yes,
Yeah.
pageantry. I mean, he goes into a wrestling match and he trains like what? He's had like 3 matches, right? Was it
I think so.
one or
He had
2 or
he
3?
was a tag team with Damian Pierce or
Priest.
Damian Pierce. Who's he?
Kansas City Chiefs running back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he fought Damian Priest, and then was there another one? I think maybe only 2. WrestleMania and then Backlash?
Royal Rumble. I was thinking about that. That's not like a match.
Oh, he was
that's
in the Rumble.
more like
That's right.
yes.
That's right.
But
yeah.
No.
Now he'll probably be facing Dom at I saw somebody said he'll team with like Ray Phoenix and like what's his name? Dios Muertos.
Penta.
And face like Division or something. I'm like, no, I don't want that. Let him be by himself. Come on.
No, just and if we're going to have somebody team up with it's got to be George Kittle, although he's kind of
can't do that anymore.
He's
gonna have to retire if he wants to wrestle. I feel like
he might. I don't know. Just if Lindsey Vonn can go downhill with a torn ACL,
can she? Because it didn't look like she could. That didn't work out very well.
No,
speaking of
probably,
the Shane Gillis gift.
Would you rather have a torn ACL or
she broke her leg?
Tibia? Yeah, she said she's got to have like multiple surgeries for it too.
Yeah, she had to be airlifted.
So what happened was she was going down and her arm clipped one of the slalom things. Yeah. And then, it was game over from there. I mean, good for her for trying.
In Minnesota?
I think she was like born here, but she got out like immediately or something. But we claim her because, one of us, but it is what it is. That's pretty much all I got. What do we got?
Did you see Green Day?
I did.
I was kind of disappointed in them for not like saying anything controversial. They just did their songs. I was like,
they were probably
you sell out
that way. Yeah. Just kind of, hey, let's not ruffle any feathers.
And then you said it wasn't your favorite halftime performance. What is your favorite halftime Super Bowl performance? Prince?
I think it's got to be Prince, doesn't it?
I mean, you kind of have to say that for.
But I'm not like.
It was good though.
I'm not like Minnesotan Prince guy. Like I'm. it was just a good, the rain coming down. He's playing Purple Rain in the rain. Like I think I saw a clip like some guy talking about it, and he's just like, it rained, and it's like, oh my god, what are you gonna do? And he's like, no, I ordered the rain. I got this. I'm Prince.
I'm trying to think like way back. I remember like Aerosmith and Britney Spears or something like.
I know what my favorite halftime show is.
Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
No, halftime heat. The Rock against Mankind empty arena match.
Didn't they have an NXT one like a couple years ago?
They did, yeah. And I think it was just a 6-man tag, but like this was Attitude Era WWE. Yeah. But like, that's the thing with like alternate programming too. Like I don't want to call it what it was. I mean, the Kid Rock halftime show, we'll call it that. It's just kind of like, all right, yep, I mean, alternative programming is, I mean, they have the Puppy Bowl at halftime for like years.
Oh
Like
yeah,
people
we
just,
watched
and
yesterday.
it's not like because, hey, we hate the halftime. No, it's just like, you guys want to watch some puppies
The
instead?
Puppy
Yeah,
Bowl was
hell
on
yeah.
before the Super Bowl. It was
Oh,
on
it's
like
before the Super
yeah,
Bowl.
it's like 2 hours before.
No, for those who are a little younger and do not know the show, so WWE came up with an idea at half, because this is when they're red hot with, Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind. They decided to have an empty arena match for the WWE Championship between The Rock
Oh,
and
I
Mankind.
didn't know it was empty arena.
Yes, yes. So they rented out a separate arena, and it was just those two and a ref in it. And they're like, all right, go to town. And they just beat the hell out of each other for 13 minutes. The match ended when Mankind pinned The Rock with a forklift to win back the title. Because the week before, this is like when I got into it. The week before was Royal Rumble, when The Rock and Mankind had the I Quit match, and Mankind ate like 25 chair shots to the head. That's that match. So that was how Mankind got the title, because he never said I quit in the match, because he's like halfway dead. So yeah, good times.
Yeah, I never really liked I I I don't like empty arena matches because I can hear everything, and I didn't like that in the Performance Center era or
But
whatever, but when they brought, like, what was it? The Thunderdome? That's
mhm.
I started watching it because I don't think I even watched that WrestleMania was in the Performance Center 'cause it's so quiet. It sounds like you're watching TNA.
You have to put like a uh like on YouTube, they have like the audience tracks. So
Yeah.
like you just get like that hum in the backfield or whatever. Like that's one of the things. What they did here, I mean, this is obviously pre-COVID and stuff, but they had, I think it was Shane McMahon and Kevin Kelly in an arena full of people, because they had Sunday Night Heat during, so
Oh,
like they're in
oh.
an arena full of people, so you got all the noise and stuff, and The Rock and Mankind are just, I don't know if they were across the street.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's right
don't
because they
know,
had
like,
Sunday Night Heat. That's right, that's right, that's right.
right, yes.
I
Yeah.
remember.
What a
Yes.
time to be alive, right?
Ah, yeah. And now, Bad Bunny to WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania.
Hey, I'm hyped for it. I don't know.
Oh, I am.
Hey. What's going on at the Viking age right now? Let's wrap things up here.
Well, we're getting, full off season now. I saw a bunch of teams tweeting out like 2026 season starts now. It was like the Jets and like Bengals or something. Like, no, it doesn't. You guys, you're not going anywhere. But yeah, we're covering with some Sam Darnold stuff, obviously. I saw Garrett Bradbury did not have a good game on Sunday either. Um, Not shocked. Um, but then, the combine's coming up. I think it begins on the 23rd, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. There'll be Kevin O'Connell will be speaking. I don't know. Is Rob Brzezinski gonna talk? Or like how's that and Brian Flores
Kevin
talk? Like
O'Connell's just gonna work him like a puppet. Like, hey,
Kevin
what do
O'Connell's
you think,
gonna
Rob?
Kevin O'Connell's gonna go in the back and put his fake mustache on and come back out and be like, I'm Scott O'Connell. I'm the interim GM." So yeah, that's coming up. That always is full of juicy nuggets. That's when Kevin O'Connell almost like cried himself to sleep because he found out Kirk Cousins was going to the Falcons. Um, so that'll be fun. Yeah, let's check it out, Vikings.com.
Yes, Kevin, you're so smart. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know outcomes, scenarios, whatever. Yeah, we totally need a quarterback, Kevin.
Yeah,
Your offense is the greatest offense ever.
I'm legit curious to see who they go out there because I don't think we've ever seen Rob Brzezinski do a press conference.
Quincy was totally the problem, Kevin. You're so smart. You should just run everything. Have you thought about running for commissioner? All right, that's enough of that. I'm gonna get a Rob Brzezinski puppet at some point, but
Yeah.
those things are expensive. Not that I've looked. Check out zonecoverage.com for my Vikings work. I got some Twins work if you want to read about something other than payroll and cherry pick Byron Buxton stats. And of course, we got the Wild, although they're on Olympic break. Proud hockey dad here, by the way, because Matt Boldy is on the top line for Team USA.
Ooh.
And I know I've been hard on him, but you know what? It's because I loved him.
What about
I didn't
Hughes?
want
Is he on
to.
there too?
What's that?
Is Hughes on there too?
Oh, Quinn Hughes is there. We got Brock Faber. Trying to think if there's any other U.S. guys. I mean, there's a whole bunch in like Sweden and Finland, and
I just want them to fight Canada again.
they can't fight in Olympic hockey though.
What?
Yeah, they can't fight because it's like against international hockey is very, they want it skill based. So Bill Guerin naturally got a whole bunch of checkers to like come over across and play this physical brand of hockey. It's going to be a gong show. But we got Matt Boldy, who I just didn't want him to end up like Jason Zucker or Charlie Coyle, wild prospects who started out hot and never lived up to their potential. And I could not be prouder if I punched another parent in the face in a western suburb on a Saturday morning in Minnesota. So you can read all about Matt Boldy and his success over there. And we got the FanSided RBN network, of course. Yep. I write there, Dairyland Express for some Packers stuff, the Windy City for Chicago Bears, and Detroit Jock City for the Detroit Lions. If you want to know what else is going on in the NFC North, or just want to see what intel I'm giving them for entertaining stuff. Some of the best articles at Dairyland Express have been like, yeah, the Vikings are idiots. So go check that out. But of course, this is the Viking Age podcast. We got vikingage.com for all of your news, and it's the official podcast of the vikingage.com. We do this right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel. We're in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day, but however you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. I am Chris Schad at The Real Chris Schad. He is Adam Patrick at Adam Patrick NFL. 4 letters, 1 word, skull.